Hello, it's Jimmy here at the Rally. So I have here behind me a little Peugeot 3008, just come out to have a look here now. Okay, so this car has been sat here for at least 3 months, so I've been told. So I get the bonnet up, have a look. It's a 1.6 HDI engine. It's had a new battery fitted. Okay, so what happens is the vehicle doesn't start. You get the ignition come on, but nothing happens when you turn the key here. You just turn that flash off. We've got sort of faults flashing up, braking system active. Okay, so it's, well, hopefully I can sort out something with this car, because it's one of these ones where it's got a long story behind it, but they're better in some ways. Now a lot of my videos have this sort of similar story behind them, but I prefer these type of jobs because at least if you do come out and you do get the car working, people appreciate you. So if I was to come out to a vehicle that hasn't had someone look at it and you get it started, the customer's like, yeah, okay, yeah, it was whatever, he got it started. But when they've had several attempts at someone trying to fix it, and then if I can do it, there is obviously appreciation that you feel from the customer that you've obviously sorted it out. So this one has had RAC come out, and RAC diagnosed it as a flat battery. So they had Halford's mobile technician, or whatever you call it, come out. They fitted a new battery, but that didn't sort it out. So they sent another driver out after, and then he's fitted another battery, and then that didn't work either. So the Halfords have left them keep both batteries, but they just can't sort the problem out. So they said, you know, you can keep the batteries, but basically they can't figure out what's wrong with it. So let's see what we can do. Okay, just set up the diagnostic here. We'll do scan of the car. Is that working? Oh, there we go. Let's see what fault codes we can find. It looks like the battery voltage is a little bit low. But then again, I think it's been 3 months since the battery was fitted. And they've had a couple of mobile mechanics come out that couldn't really figure out the problem, so I think one mobile mechanic fitted a starter motor as well or something. So let's see what faults we have. So it's had its original battery, and then it's had a new one fitted and another one, so it's been through 3 batteries, I think a starter motor. But the fault's not been solved. Well, just not finished there yet, nearly finished. Brake fluid level, short circuit. Oh, ECU internal fault. Well, that could be the issue. Controlled engine starting and stop and starter motor control line faulty. Intermittent parameters in the data stream sent by the BSI. Okay, so these are known for having BSI problems, and I've fitted maybe a dozen of them in the past. I haven't really fitted one in a couple of years, but I used to fit a lot of these. Oh, we've got another fault in the BSI as well. Let me get that back around. So yeah, here's another fault in the BSI. Unexpected reinitialization. Just getting off these plastic covers here. Got one there and one there. Okay, so first I'm just confirming that we've got voltage at the live to the battery, which we have. I'm just going to go across all of these little fused terminals here, make sure that we've got voltage on both sides of each. So we're going to check this side and then the opposite side. Okay, so we'll check all of these. Okay, now we don't have anything on this terminal right here. Yeah, so that's a fuse block here inside this. I'll tell you what I can try and do, just temporarily, try and bridge that over. So put a jumper cable across there, and now we can see we have 12 volts. Right, so let's get back in the car now, try and start it. Back in, turn the key. Ah, yes. still got sorts of errors popping up. So the question is here, it's going to need that little block unit replacing. Whether or not on how urgent the customer wants this car working, it's probably going to take me a few days to get a hold of one of them and come back. I could probably bridge it over without the fuse block. I don't know if that would be really 100% safe, but if they need to use it, I don't know. What would you think? Would you do that? Or I could, yeah, I suppose I could make up a cable and put an inline fuse on it. But the problem is I'm not going to have a fuse strong enough. That's probably like an 80 amp fuse. I have to check. So I'm not going to have an 80 amp fuse in the van. Okay, so now I'm just going to clear all of these faults, and then we'll see if we clear the faults, can we then start the engine. And is it not clearing? What's going on? This is playing up as well, probably because the connection to the car has been bad. Okay, so all of the faults have cleared except one for the aerial. So right, okay, let's turn the ignition off, start it back up and see if we've gotten any more beeping. Service exceeded by 17,000 miles. Oof. We've still got a braking system fault. Right, let's rescan that again. So looking at what I'm looking at so far, I would say the car probably does still need a BSI. Brake fluid level is what the fault is coming up. So short circuit to it, or open circuit, the brake fluid sensor. So that's not really too important. What have we got back in the BSI? Yeah, that's just normal sort of faults that usually come up, reinitialization of the BSI. Okay, we take these off. Yep, the car is still running. Okay, so we have power here now. So is the fuse blown in there, or is that just because the car is running? Okay, here's a weird one. Now the car is starting on its own accord. We haven't got the jump leads attached anymore, and we are now getting power. So I think the BSI just sort of went asleep. We are still getting some various electrical faults here. So by no means am I an auto electrical specialist or an auto electrician. I don't consider myself to be one of those, but I mean, I can test for, you know, voltage supply here and there. When it comes to anything more in depth, I don't really have the equipment or knowledge on testing stuff, but I've seen and repaired loads of these in the past by replacing the BSI. It's very common to go faulty, and usually when you replace the BSI, all of these sort of faults go away, especially when you're getting BSI faults in the diagnostic machine here. So I can see that the handbrake is activating and releasing. So I'll probably just let the vehicle run now for a while, but yeah, strange one. We didn't have power, now we have power. Now the vehicle's starting on its own. I think it's probably going to need a replacement BSI, which is this one here. And well, we are getting power there now, so the fuse can't be blown there. Okay, so the customer's happy that the car is now running, and if they want to go further, I think the next step I would take is to replace the BSI. Sorry about that, we've got some rain on the lens there, but yeah, so the car is now starting on its own accord. I think if we want to move any more forward, like I said, is to replace the BSI. So I think we'll leave it at that, and I'll see you on the next video.